viewer. I welcome you to another interesting episode on History with Gloria. Let me appreciate you for your support so far. Thank you for liking and for viewing the videos. You are appreciated. And yes, it's another interesting time on History with Gloria, where we talk about history of towns in Nigeria and we look at some life lessons that we can pick from their history. Today we are in for another interesting town which we shall be exploring its history. Guess which town it is? Stay with me as I go on this short break. The quest to give outstanding academic success to students is every parent's dream. How then do we balance our working schedule as parents with these children's day-to-day tasks in school? And that is where we come in at Glow Tutors. We provide private tutoring sessions, homeschooling, after-school coaching, and other educational assistance. We do not only work at the student's pace to produce the best in them, we also give parents the comfort they desire. Enroll your children today and let's together enjoy a beautiful learning experience with Glow Tutors. Welcome back, viewer. Still considering the history of some towns in Osun State, today we shall be exploring the history of a town called Ikire. I'm sure you've heard of the word dodo Ikire before. Yes, that is one of the major things that is being produced in Ikire. Now, let's dive into the history of Ikire. Ikire, the founder of Ikire, came from Ile-Ife to settle on a portion of land that was within Ile-Ife territory. Ikire was a grandson of Oduduwa, the progenitor of Yoruba race. According to Yoruba mythology, Oduduwa's home was Ile-Ife, where it descended with its inhabitants to create the earth and the human race. After a while, Oduduwa's sons and grandsons decided by common consent to move out of Ile-Ife to establish kingdoms under their father's hegemony. The place where the decision was made is known as Ikire, the place of conference. However, another account has also revealed that the decision to leave Ile-Ife by the children of Oduduwa was not a joint decision. For example, Ikire and his brother Akinjoli left to establish their own kingdoms, while others left because of political reasons which compelled them to leave Ile-Ife for other places within Yoruba land. Ikire, the elder brother to Akinjoli, has his name in his status as the first male child because the parents had been saving to have a male child for a while. Similarly, when his younger brother was born and was a male child, the parents were excited, saying, Akema Joeleyi, meaning the boy resembled his elder brother. Thus, he was named Akinjoli. Ikire founded Ikire while Akinjoli founded Ejigbo. Remember the last edition of History with Gloria spoke about the history of Ejigbo. There is a correlation between the founders of Ejigbo and Ikire because they are both brothers. To date, Ikire and Ejigbo are related by blood, as their mother was Ewu, a princess from Iwerele, an ancient town in Ekiti, close to the Nigerian border with Benin Republic. It is on account of their shared maternal parentage that they bear the same cognomen, Ewuniwere, the full narration of which is Ewu from Iwerele. It is noteworthy that wherever these children found themselves, the interest of the cradle, that is Ile-Ife, was always topmost on their mind. This did not exclude those who settled far away from home. Ikire settled close to his father at a place of less than 30 kilometers from Ile-Ife. After settlement at Odiayogi, Ikire killed a big mysterious elephant called Erioloja, inside which valuable objects were found. The valuable objects were Opmaifa, Aja, Edo, and Orisha Ikire, which is the Ikire deity. He established a shrine for the Orisha Ikire, which he adopted out of the many deities in Ile-Ife. Even after the people had left for another settlement called Ikire, They did not forget to worship Orisha Ikire. Just like they did at the former settlement, they established another shrine for this Orisha. At Ile-Ife, the homestead of Ikire people is Agbole Ikire. The compound is in Ikire quarters. In Ikire's compound, the shrine of Orisha Ikire is under the guardianship of Oba Ikire, while Ojele, the priestess, leads the other female worshippers. In Ikire, there are Aje and Ojele as chief priests and priestesses respectively. This fact emphasized that Ikire emanated from Ile-Ife. Both towns schedule the celebration of Osha Ikire festival for the period of rainy season, although it may not fall at the same time of the year. The main food items for the worship of Osha Ikire in both towns, that is in Ejigbo and Ikire, are Ori, Ito, Igbe, and pounded yam. The food is prepared only by a woman who has reached menopause. The cord of relationship between Ile-Ife and Ikire has been observed to be strong. As of today, certain compounds in Ikire still send family members to Ile-Ife to settle family meetings. At the present Ikire, Oba Oyeniyi succeeded Oba Lamibo after the death of Oyeniyi. The princes of the ruling houses left Ikire for Ile-Ife due to the revolution which followed the crisis caused by Oyeniyi's children after his premature death and the installation of Onishinge as the Ikire. The people of Ile-Ife received them warmly and even advised them to leave behind their crown for safekeeping during their sojourn outside their homes. They left the crown at Ile-Ife and settled in a town called Ikire near Oshu. They could not stay in Ile-Ife because two kings cannot coexist in a town at the same time. Akere Oba Meji Loye Kan. It is on record that the Akire's crown, which was left in Ile-Ife for safekeeping, was retrieved back to Ikire during the reign of Akire Oyegunle. According to tradition, Ikire people enjoyed the protection that was given to Ife towns during the ascendance of Oyo Empire, and this was further extended to other towns like Akpomu, Ikoyibo, Itakun, Irawo, Iware, Isokpe, Ipetumodu, and Edrabon. The attack on these towns in Ile-Ife territory by Owu eventually led to Ife-Ijebu-Owu War that resulted in the total destruction of Owu around 1821. Ikire is located in the tropical region, blessed with rich and fertile soil that supports the growth of cash and various food crops. Cash crops like cocoa, oil palm, citrus, kola nut, and a host of others are found in abundance. Also, food crops like maize, yam of various species, potatoes, etc. are cultivated in large quantities. Apart from members of the family of the farmers that assist on the farm, laborers from the northern part of the country are hired for annual service. Such laborers are called Onisheodun. They are paid at the end of the year or at the agreed period of the year. Now let's talk about the kings in Ikire and their time. First is Ikire, the founder of the Ikire kingdom. He was a prince from Ile-Ife, as I earlier said. He killed a mysterious elephant and its content assisted in laying a good foundation for the kingdom, as you've earlier heard. Number 2, we have Olabemijo Akanjiaran, was born on the day his father killed a very big elephant. He was a hunter of note. He led his children to Ikire. The third person is Kujenlayo. He was born on the day his grandfather died. He advised his children to leave Mosa for a more suitable location. Its children form the royal families of the present-day Ikire. Now in Ikire, what are the process of selection of Ikire? It should be noted that the title of the kings of Ikire is Ikire. So what are the selection process of Ikire? After the demise of any Ikire, the next ruling house will meet to select a candidate known as Omoye. It will be presented to the Ashalu, who happens to be the representative of the princes among the kingmakers. The Ashalu will then present the Omoye to the kingmakers. After thorough screening and consideration, the approval of the candidate will be forwarded to the government for final approval, and the traditional rites will be conducted. After this, the approved candidates will proceed to Ilofi, which is known as seclusion, for 3 months at his maternal home. After this, he proceeds to the market square, where akoko leaves will be tucked into the cap on his head. This rite is performed by the Ajay. This is normally followed by presentation of staff of office and certificates of recognition. The director moves to the palace for other rites. These include seclusion for 7 days at Ileasha. This rite forbids him from entering certain rooms within the palace once that rite has been completed. And that is how the selection of kings is being done in Ikire. Now, how are chiefs installed in Ikire land? Whenever there is a vacancy, the family members will meet to make selection of the Omoye. The family will thereafter forward their letter of nomination to the Ikire, who is the king of Ikire. This is followed by collection of confidential form from the Ikire. The completed confidential form will be submitted to the kingmakers for screening and approval. This approved candidate will propose a date for installation for the consideration of Ikire. If the date is approved, then installation follows. This installation process usually comes up on Fridays. The installation rites are performed by the Ajagona inside Ilyasha. Materials used for the installation include akoko leaves, opas, obi, and water. The newly installed chief will thereafter entertain the chiefs and his own guests. The next step is to obtain letter of appointment from the Ikire, who is the prescribed authority in the Ikire kingdom. Remember I said earlier I mentioned a product, a popular and famous product widely recognized by everyone in Southwest and beyond, which is dodo Ikire. Have you ever tasted it? If you have not, I'm giving you a task from this episode. I challenge you to taste dodo Ikire and you would definitely love it. Dodo Ikire used to be an important item of the wartime menu of the founding fathers of Ikire. If prepared according to the original recipe, dodo Ikire can last for more than 3 months without refrigeration, without warming or refrying. This fact was attested to by Ikire indigents who took dodo along with them when they went to the World War II. They claimed that it lasted longer than one would expect. The way they do it in the olden days was that they cut ripe plantains into pieces and fry in palm oil, adding partially grated dry pepper, onions, and moderate salt. If properly fried, it takes a longer time to get spoiled. And if you've tasted dodo before, you will see that. Many people, both from far and near, buy this product from the sellers who display it to the admiration of the travelers. The name of dodo is associated with Ikire all over the state in the southwest and even beyond. So anytime you hear dodo Ikire, the next sound that comes to your mind should be Ikire. I'll briefly talk about some modern industries that we have in Ikire. The notable industries that we have in Ikire Let me start with the sawmills. We have various sawmills in Ikire. We have the Peter sawmill on Odeyinka Road. We have Osun State sawmill on Ife-Ibadan Expressway. We have Alhaji Noreni Akinremi at Banada area, among others. Sawmills are famous in Ikire. Another major modern industry in Ikire is the First Bank PLC located at Ikire. How did First Bank PLC came to Ikire? History led us to know that there was a man called Sir Simon Shola Osindemi, who was then the national president of Ikire Progressive Union. He approached some highly placed officers at the First Bank Regional Office in Ibadan for a branch of the bank to be sited at Ikire. After several visits and unrelenting efforts, he was successful and their officials came to Ikire to solicit for land where the branch could be sited. The Atabinti family agreed to release their family land at Ojale, Ikire for the bank. A deal was struck and the bank paid the agreed amount. The building was put up and the bank started operations in 2009. Until today, the First Bank PLC of Ikire is still running and functioning well and still situated at Ojale in Ikire. Now, talking about commerce in Ikire. After the establishment of Ikire Kingdom, there was the need to establish a market, and this was located on a site very close to Ikire on Akinremi land. People came to patronize the market from Ife, Ijebu land, Ega land, Owu, Iwo, among others. The place was used as a place of trade, discuss issues, and settle disputes. It was named Oja Imo. The most prominent article of trade was bushmeat. Within a very short time, people started to build dwelling places at this site. Today, the settlement has grown to become a town called Akpomu, from the word Akpomu. Later, one of their kings, Oba Oyetoji, established a new market called Ojawode, which is popularly known as Total Market. And the market is still there till today. People from far and near come to market at the Total Market. People from Ibadan, we have people from Ile-Ife, they visit the market on a regular basis. Ikire has a counterpart in Oba Oseni Oyegunle's Obada Market at Orishako and Anajere Market, together with a new one at Unity School area called Oba Olatunde Falabi International Market. There are many markets in Ikire's rural communities like Waf in Odeyinka, Arinkinrin, among others, where food items are the main articles of trade. Many facilities came to Ikire where Dr. Adenuga and Dr. Adetoke established Layo Hospital and Emmanuel Hospital respectively. Dr. Pedro Odumuyiwa later established his own hospital off Odeyinka Road. He had earlier been using his personal building at Osas compound, Itakun, for the service before God blessed him with the gigantic structure. He named his hospital St. Jude Hospital. Also worthy of note is the popular Osun State University, College of Humanities and Culture situated in Ikire. As we all know, Osun State University, popularly known as Union, has about 6 campuses, and one of their campus is situated in Ikire. Yes, Ikire is house to the popular College of Humanities and Culture of Union. Now, this is a brief history of Ikire land that will be bringing to our peers today. Now, what lesson do we want to pick out of this history? As we've heard earlier, I talked about how Ikire and his brothers moved out of Ile-Ife. Even though their father was already successful, he has established a town, and the town Ile-Ife was flourishing. But they decided to move out to establish their hometown, to found other settlements. And today, we could hear of Ikire land because Ikire decided to move out of his comfort zone. He decided to leave his father's established town for him to found his. Now to you, my viewer, I'm challenging you today that you should dare to go the extra mile, dare to do extraordinary, dare to be extraordinary. Sometimes, if you don't go out of your comfort zones, some things might become unachievable for you. You might feel, at least I'm successful where I am, I have all that I need, I'm living the life that I want. But if you move out of your comfort zone, you will see that there are some things that you'll be able to do, and your name could even become a household name, just like we have that of Ikire today. We have Ikire because Ikire left his father's house and his father's settlement to establish it. We have Ejibo today because Akinjole moved out of his comfort zone from his father's house to become or to found his own settlement. Even in the Holy Bible, we have example of Abraham when God told him to move out of his father's land to a land that he will show him. Whereas if Abraham had not moved out of his father's home, if he had remained in his comfort zone, we wouldn't have heard of his name today. Probably we wouldn't have known that there is someone called Abraham. We wouldn't have heard of someone of a great father of faith called Abraham. Probably all we could know is Abraham. And history and humankind might not even be attached to his name. So to you, my viewer, today, I'm challenging you to move out of your comfort zone. And it is on this note that I shall be drawing the curtain of today's episode on History with Gloria. Thank you for listening to the very end. And until next time when I come your way, I love you. Remain blessed.